Hello, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Mason Works Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone. Today with my friend Tamra Oviatt. Hi, Tamra.
Hi.
So, Tamra, tell us about how you discovered sacred activations. Because I think I was watching you. We were friends on Facebook, and I
Yeah,
was watching you while you were in Italy. I was one of your first customers, I
I
think.
know you were.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
still are one of my customers.
I love you. I love your work. So can you tell everybody so they don't get bored with me telling them how you started?
Okay, well, I didn't discover it. It discovered me. It
Right.
was something I was told to do. I was told for years that I had to be a healer. I started following the advice I was receiving and doing other different classes, and I was always told this isn't what you're going to be doing. This is for your training. And then I had this lovely carrot in England. Get me over there. Carrot meaning man. And one morning I went for a walk and started screaming at God, what the hell am I doing here? And I was told to go to the Rosalind Chapel. And so I went back to his house, booked a train for the next day, went to the Rosalind Chapel, and met one of my clients there. I hadn't met her before. I'd always just worked with her online. And this was 2012.
Right.
And we went into the church and sat in the pews, and I connected with God. I said, okay, I'm here. And I was told to go to the Akashic Records. And then I went into the Akashic Records, and there was this being standing there. I'm like, okay, who are you and what do you want? You know?
Yeah.
He's all, I'm Lord Metatron. I'm here to assist you. And then I started receiving these, this golden swirl of energy came in with these golden sills, and I was told I was now crystalline and give it to others. That's how sacred activations begun. And that was 7.5 years ago. And
Did you think you were crazy?
oh yeah, I questioned everything. I used to question everything and trust nothing. I mean, they would have to tell me things over and 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 over again before I'd believe them. See the scar on my lip?
Yeah.
Okay, that's from a motorcycle accident when I was 18. I was told not to get on the bike.
Oh.
I don't know how many times. I mean, at least 50, okay? Don't get on the bike. Don't get on the bike. Don't get on the bike. So my boyfriend comes over and we're going to go on our picnic. And I said, let's take the truck. And we argued. And I ended up wearing a helmet because helmets weren't, it wasn't necessary to wear a helmet at that time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put a helmet on and we went on our event and we crashed and I broke the helmet. And if I wasn't wearing the helmet, I'd be dead. Multiple contusions to the brain, mouth cut up into here. He thought I was dead. You know, I mean, it was bad. So how did I learn to listen? I learned to listen by not listening. I know the hard way, man.
Well, I have to tell you, you guys, if you want to have an enjoyable time, you want to spend time with Tamra. Tamra came to my house, I think in 2014, and stayed for 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
I got her first speaking gig. We got her a booth at
First speaking gig.
Yeah, we got you all set up.
That was all of you, Kathy.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We laughed our rears off. We laughed every day. It was so much fun. So basically, you're in this energy. She has a tremendous energy field around her, and but it is it's so fast and thorough that you're disoriented a little bit. Is that what
That's a really good description.
well, because as you're releasing something else has to fit in, right?
Well, what happens is the energy shifts so fast that for a little bit you don't know who you are or what you even believe because everything's changing so fast. But then, you know, you assimilate new belief systems and you're good to go.
Right.
But you got to clear it out before you can receive it.
Right, right. Well, and what it is, so sacred activations, you were gifted it, but it's been a journey for you because I
Holy
know,
cow.
I know I'm on it too, and I'm still buying your stuff. I love your stuff. So, can we talk about walk-ins a little bit?
No,
Oh, okay, we don't want to talk about that. Okay, so
not today.
not today. Okay. Well, the reason I was going to say that is that I think there's a lot of people right now that are shifting and their higher self is embodying inside of them. And it's
Yes.
similar to the walk-in experience where another soul comes in, but it's your soul coming
Yeah,
in.
it's your oversoul that comes in. And it's really, we're becoming into oneness. I mean, we're collapsing timelines and parallel universes.
Right, right.
And we're bringing it all in. So you no longer have past lives for future lives that you're living. Because when you're doing that, like people say, oh, I've lived 1,000 lives. No, you're living them right now.
Right.
Which means your soul is fragmented. It's everywhere. So when you collapse your timelines, the parallel universes, you become totally your God self.
Right.
You become the temple of God, who you are when you quit being scattered everywhere and you come into the oneness. Because that's what we're all doing. I have now come into my oneness. I used to channel all the time. I no longer channel. I am the channel.
Right. Right.
And when that happened, when that transformed for me, I was used to, because I still have my subconscious beliefs, right?
Right.
I'm like, okay, Torith, Lord Metatron, anybody I called in, I'm inside of you.
Right. Wow.
There's nothing outside anymore. Everything, you don't need us out here anymore because we're all one.
Right.
But to become all one, we have to become oneness. That means oneness with ourselves and quit being scattered all over the place.
Okay, so well, that's a great conversation for this time of year where you're still, like, I'm still working and doing Christmas stuff
Oh,
and
yeah.
and dealing with stuff. So the thing is, pulling it all in. Are there, like, do you have a process that you recommend for people? Do they go through a series of sacred activations to bring their, it's almost like a soul retrieval kind of, right?
Yeah, I have one of my new books is on Out of the Mind Matrix. And when I did that class last year, it's a 12-week class. It's available online. You get the replays. That's how I did become oneness with myself. And it was really a year process of doing all the integrating.
I did that one too.
I had lower aspects of myself leaving, higher aspects of myself coming in, which allowed the highest vibration to come in. But I had to do that shift in between so that I could even do it. Because there was aspects of me where this would have taken another 10 years probably to be where I'm at today. From the last year, I think I've grown like 10 years.
So a lot of this, you're more peaceful, you're more focused, you're more grounded,
knowing everything's perfect.
right? And you are more on your soul purpose, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And do you want to tell everybody about your soul purpose?
Peace, love, joy, happiness, abundance for the whole world.
Well, for a while, Tamra was called the Queen of Peace. That was.
They told me I was the Queen of Peace when I was in Mexico, sitting on this temple. I'm okay. What do I need to know? You're the Queen of Peace.
There's a guy, Zach, on here that wrote Queen of Egypt. Queen of Peace. So. Whoops, I just told him. So you can see what we do, you guys. So, but this is really powerful stuff. This is not where you do little spoon feed.
I mean, it's for people that want to play. This is for people that want massive change.
You want to
come not ready for massive change, do not touch the activation. walk away. If you're ready for your life to shift super, super, super fast, then do the activations.
And if you go to her site, I'm putting up her site right now. If you go to sacredactivations.com, you'll be able to download for free 3 activations that'll get you started so you can see what we're talking about. This is quite expansive, what we're talking about. It actually shifts you into a much bigger vision of who you are and access to a whole bunch more of your energy and your soul. Really, I think it's soul embodiment.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and it really is. It's about ascension. It's about growth. It's about expansion. But it's also about clearing out the subconscious belief systems that have been running your life for your whole life or lives. And, we talk about becoming conscious and becoming conscious creators. Well, do you know 99% of most people's lives are ran by their subconscious beliefs all day long, and they're 1% conscious creating?
Wow.
What can you accomplish with that when you're only consciously thinking 1% of your day?
Wow.
And then, or 5%, 5 to 1% of your day is ran by your subconsciousness. So sacred activations are mostly deactivations. And we're deactivating these programs in the subconsciousness so that you can consciously be creating in that area of your life.
Right.
I have a question. Can I ask you? It's technical.
Yeah.
When I look like this, does it look like I'm looking at you?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's where my camera is on my new computer.
Oh, yeah.
And when I look like this, like I normally would on my laptop, it looks like I'm looking at you.
Yeah, that don't bother.
And then it looks like I'm looking down and not talking. I want to be able to connect. So now I'm like readjusting myself and figuring.
Okay. No, you're looking at your camera, and that's better because then everyone else.
Okay. But I want to look at you. So it's like,
okay. You can look at me later. So Tamra, part of the reason I was excited about having you on is that I've done a bunch of your recent programs, and one of them was the holiday. What is it called? Holiday Blues.
Holiday Blues, yeah.
Oh, so I'm finding this whole year's been about letting go for me. Yeah. A lot of processes on letting go the disappointment of what I thought I had versus what I had, all of that. Yeah. And this Holiday Blues program really helped me with that. Do you have any other feedback of people that have done it?
Oh yeah, it really shifts because some people are just totally alone for the holidays, right. And they feel really lonely, or they're in their family and feel like they're alone in their family or arguing with their family. I mean, we're all family. It doesn't have to be blood. And it's just about that disconnection and sorrow and overwhelm and everything else, that it shifts that out so that you can be at peace, joy, and happiness no matter where you are or who you're with.
Right. And it's also though that I think this time of chaos, this whole year has been to see if you can not only go to center. A lot of the avatar processes I did where I had a white light experience, they got you to center. But you're getting us to joy. That's what I love about this work. It's not just cancel, getting rid of it and go neutral, which is kind of the Buddhist way, or stay in neutral. This is getting to fun, laughter, happy, joy,
joy, man. And, we need to be conscious creators on this planet and also with our lives, because we do create everything that happens on this planet and our lives. We are always creating. Right. But then 99% of your creation is by other people's programming, not yours, not your conscious choice. So I'm all about conscious choice, conscious creation, and joy and happiness, man. Right. I mean, what's more than that?
Right.
Seriously. Right. And just collapsing, those thousands and thousands of belief systems that are keeping you locked into that spinning of negative crap where you can really open your eyes in the morning and go, happy, happy, joy, 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 happy, happy. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the way to be. And if you find yourself upset during the day, that's a good thing.
So just to let the audience know, Tamra has audio. Well, she's been doing this for a while. I probably have an old one.
You've got a really old one, yeah. I re-recorded it, and it wasn't sent out by Roy. I need to have him send it out again.
So much fun. But anyway, you can't help but start giggling and doing it with her. She's singing happy, happy, joy, joy. And if you ask Sheila Gale and I, every time we talk, it's like happy, happy, joy, joy. We start our conversation with it.
Aww.
Well, and so once you experience it, you can't help but think about it. It's really because that higher frequency of joy and delight is really where we're supposed to be. Not
that's how we're supposed to be all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's why we're here. Have fun, enjoy, create love, create joy.
Yeah, that's great. But if you are struggling with the holidays, I put up the link and I'll put it again in the comments. I highly recommend the Holiday Blues Sacred Activation Program. I've done it, and it's really helped me with triggers that I've had. I highly recommend it. That's another question I have about triggers, Tamra. Like, they're a gift. So you see where you're triggered in the stinking thinking. So then what do? Do you go to sacred activations and try to figure out which one works for that? Or what do you suggest?
You intuitively will know. And if you're getting triggered in anger, just go to the front page and download the free activation called Anger and Resentment. And keep doing that over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
But being triggered, when you people really, and thoughts and feelings that come up, those are your subconscious programming. And like some people say, oh, my ego's in my way. It's not your freaking ego. It's your subconscious programming telling you have this belief system that needs to be deleted. And then other people say, get rid of your ego. No separation. Integrate. Your ego is your amigo, and there is an activation for that too.
Oh, really? Ego is your amigo?
Yeah.
So somebody said that your soul is your subconscious mind.
No.
Okay, so
your subconscious mind is like your software on your computer. It's what you were told from 0 to 7 mostly, what you heard, what you hear on the news and everything over and over and over again. You start believing it. You start, when you keep reading articles or seeing the same thing over advertisement, you start believing it and you start plugging into it. That's your subconscious programming. And again, it runs 99% of your life on how you're supposed to run your life. And if we're all one, or we have a collective consciousness, which most people are aware of now,
yes,
there's a subconsciousness of humanity. So we're plugged into the subconsciousness of humanity, how we're supposed to be running the planet, all these war energies, disease energies, all this stuff is just in there. And so what I do is discreate you. I am like unplug you from that.
Right.
So it's no longer a program you're running. And you can work on things for years and years and years, but if you haven't pulled out of the collective consciousness of it, that program's still running. Right. I kind of call it like a mainframe computer, and we're all PCs. And since we're the PC, we don't have to run all the same software the mainframe computer already has available for us, right? It's already there. It's already available. And a lot of it we have and we don't even know we have it. So what this does is pulls you out of that software. It runs uninstall. And then we install new software like happy, happy, joy, joy.
That's great. So how do you feel these energies? I mean, for me, 2019 has been really not a challenge, but I've had huge personal growth. Yeah. I would say it's a challenge, but I don't want to label it that. But huge personal growth. How do you see 2020?
Hang on.
Same stuff, different date.
Not same stuff, different stuff. We already did that stuff. Next level.
Well, they're based on
The world is waking up super fast.
Yeah.
Things all over the world are being unveiled. You know, there's turmoil all over the world because people are waking up and going, wait a minute, this isn't okay. And they're getting their power back and they're waking up. So I believe that's going to continue through 2020 for sure.
Okay.
And in some areas it's going to get worse, some areas it'll get better, but it's all getting better. And whatever's getting worse or seems to be worse is actually going to get a lot better. And that's because that's what we're doing. You know, we're in the fifth dimension. And in the fifth dimension, there's no more 3D filters for our creation. So whatever we have inside of us, our feelings, is what is creating our world. So the more we're clearing us out, the whole world gets cleared out. And that's what's going on. Right. And there's no choice. You know, we're ascending. You have to shift those energies out to ascend because the world is ascending. You'll either exit or you will vibrate at a higher vibration to be able to stay, because you can't stay if you're not in that high vibration.
So you're physically well, isn't this one of the first times? I was at a function last night at channeling, and they were saying that this is the first time in 50,000 years that humans have ascended embodied. That makes sense?
Yeah, you kind of cut out, but humans, yes, absolutely. I mean, we're through this we're going through such a huge ascension right now, the whole planet, all of those lower level energies are being unveiled and discreated. And the whole matrix is falling away.
Right.
I mean, before we know it, there won't be any more disease on this planet. There won't be any more debt. You know, all of that will be gone. It's all collapsing. And the people that are the programmers for that matrix part are freaking out because they're trying to keep it in place.
Right.
But it's all collapsing. It's just gonna collapse. And you know what's gonna happen?
What?
Heaven on earth, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
No, there's no separation. It's all right here.
Right.
Really, we're either creating our own heaven or our own hell. It's all the same energy.
Well, okay, so I have a question about that then. How do we receive it if we've never experienced it? I mean, I think I'll back up a little bit. I think a lot of people that listen to my information and these wonderful people I bring in, they're meditating every day. Oh God, Tamra, your lipstick matches your top and shoulder thing rocks. Thanks, Zach.
Thanks.
Glad you noticed. Okay, so a lot of the people that are on this call or are going to watch it later meditate every day, but then they go out into the world and it's hard to keep that frequency. It's hard to keep in your heart. Do you have any recommendations for that?
Yeah, go into your heart. Yeah, just stand there for a second, go into your heart and see your energy field expanding and protecting you. Because you don't have to pick up everybody else's stuff. It's not your job. And most empaths do. I used to feel everybody's pain. If anybody was talking about me, I felt it all. And it's like, wait a minute, this isn't my business.
Right.
I'm not interested in knowing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, we're having a conversation. Okay, great. You can share with me, but I don't want to know your business. It's not my business.
Right.
So, but when you expand like that, you can keep them from, sucking your energy, I guess you could say.
Well, it wasn't so much that. It was more the stinking thinking comes back, or the attitude, or the feeling that you need to protect yourself. A lot of it's judgment. A lot of it, you're in this space of oneness and beauty and just delightful peace. And then you come out in the world and then it's like, ooh, how do you stay in?
I have a great experience when I'm out in the world. So, I mean, if somebody looks at me and they're all, "Rah, rah, rah. Hi, how are you? Are you having a good day?" And I'm just nice to everybody. And by the time I leave, they're smiling too.
Yeah.
When I walked up, they were grumpy, so you can't let other people's moods affect you. It's smile at them. I mean, sometimes when somebody cuts me off on the road, of course, I'm going to say,
A few things.
But I don't know, just stay centered and, send people love and just do what you're doing. I mean, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to. Maybe I won't. Never mind. Go on.
Okay, well, Zach put, I got the Ascension thing, so I thought I'd detract from the overall conversation, LOL. That's why he talked about your top and your lipstick. And then he says, my recommendation, get outside for a run like I am about to do.
There you go.
So,
well, yeah, going out and having time alone. That's what I was going to say. I went dancing by myself the other night. I went to this yacht club. They were having this ugly sweater party. So I wore this ugly sweater. I met this lady there and she's all, I'm going to the Elks Club. They got music. Do you like to dance? I'm like, I love to dance. So I go over to the Elks Club in this ugly sweater and they weren't having an ugly Christmas sweater. And I had a couple scotches and on the dance floor and danced all by myself. I don't think they'll be asking me to join their club. It's like, I came here to dance. I don't care. Sometimes I was the only one on the dance floor. I had a blast.
That's great.
So go do what makes you happy and enjoy yourself. And don't worry about what anybody else thinks. It's okay. I mean, I hear a lot of people say a lot of silly things and I go, just smile. Because, when you realize you don't have to fix people, it's not your job.
Right.
Just go have fun. You don't need to correct them. You know what I mean? And just go, that's nice.
Great. That's great. So I think it's interesting, the 2020, that channel last night, she was talking about getting higher, get to a higher creation mode and stay there as much as possible to help bring everybody else in. But you're really saying it's an inside job. It's
an inside job. Your job is not to help anybody else. And when you work on you, it spreads. I mean, if you hear Greg Braden talk, he talks about the square root of the 1%.
Right.
So whatever we do affects everybody.
Right.
So when we're in peace, love, joy, and happiness, people all over the world are also becoming into peace, love, joy, and happiness. And if you're in this anger and resentment, you're creating that.
Right.
So the spiritual war that they talk about really is your war inside. Because we are the creators of this world and everything comes from within us.
Yeah.
So just work on yourself. You don't have to work on anybody else. It's not your job. Go have fun. Go be silly. I mean, I can't believe I told you guys what I did on Friday night. It's like, and it was funny because most of them were major seniors. So the band started at 7, was done at 9. I was home by 9:20.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Where's Tamra? Oh, at the Elks Club. I was waiting for you to say, and you have 2 dates this weekend from it. Anyway.
No, I'm good. It was funny. I went to the yacht club because I love sailing and I wanted to meet some people maybe with the sailboat that wanted some help on their boat while they're out.
Yeah.
And then that place was boring. So this lady picks me up and takes me over to the Elks Club. Not picks me up. It was.
Yeah. I get it.
So she goes, they got music. You want to go? I'm all, sure. Why not?
Oh gosh. So, Tamra,
so funny.
For the audience, people may not realize what a cool, how from 2012 or 2012 to now, how you have practitioners all over the world, that other people are doing this work. Could you talk a little bit about sacred activations and what, because it would be really interesting to have people know what you do.
Sacred activations, like when we started this call, I talked about how I received it from Lord Metatron, and it started out as all sacred geometry activations. And I didn't know what sacred geometry was. And when I got the sacred geometry book, somebody gave it to me. I opened it up and saw the tree of life, and I went, oh my God, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. So that's how I discovered sacred geometry. But sacred activations, there's practitioners, there's almost 500, I think, practitioners around the world.
That's great.
Yeah, it's cool. And
I'm one, but I don't do anything, but I'm one. I take the training.
So there is, how many levels of sacred activations trainings? I think there's 4, and there's about to be 5. There's practitioner, and then there's master practitioner, and then there's medical intuitive. I just taught this last weekend. It was one of the weekends. That's a full 5-day training.
Okay.
And then there's mastering the masters, and then there's a new one coming up after mastering the masters, and it's called Magic Land.
Ooh.
And I also do Akashic Records training, which is practitioner, master practitioner, galactic, and then animals. And then I'm doing another one to talking to heaven for like passed on loved ones, and really heaven and hell.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So we'll all be taking people into hell along with it.
Yeah,
guys. That's why I want to take you there and show you it's the same thing as heaven. It's just what you're creating, really.
So you guys, you can see that this is something that she's training people. It's not just Tamra being able to do it. It's a process that you can learn also and share with your clients or with your family, so that you can actually be empowered to shift yourself. And they're very powerful. It's amazing that a practitioner can do it with very high skill level. I don't know if anyone's exactly like Tamra, but you can do.
I have really good practitioners, really good practitioners, do excellent work, excellent results. Yeah.
And you have people from all over the world.
Teacher. There's I think 15 teachers now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that part. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, and then for 2020, do you see you had mentioned to me you're talking about upgrading your website, and you already have how many books?
6. Number 6 just came out this week, Akashic Records.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't promoted it yet, but I will.
Cool. And then
that just came out, and then Timelines and Parallel Universes, Out of the Mind Matrix. So I've got those 2. Can I grab them?
Sure, please do.
So this is, I don't have my newest one yet. This is Out of the Mind Matrix. And this is really about coming into oneness. And of course, this is my art. As you see, he's pointing to his heart, showing a peace sign and blinking. The way to peace is in your heart.
You know, I can do the one eye.
Isn't he funny? He came in with a vision. I went, oh my God, I've got to paint him. And then this is Timelines and Parallel Universes. Oops, I just turned off the screen. There we go. This is Timeline and Parallel Universes.
Cool. Is that another one of yours?
Yep. Well, yeah. Who else would do this? It was just on a scratch pad. I was calling in my team, and this showed up, and I started drawing it out just on a pad of paper. You can see the lines and everything underneath, and I colored it in. And then I realized it's my friend Vicky's from Mexico.
Oh, wow.
He's indigenous Indian, and he can go through portals. And here's the sun temple. So anyways, so interesting. So, and it ended up being in the cover of this book because the storyline partially includes him and shifting belief systems and stuff around that. And this is another level of bringing in your oneness and collapsing the timelines of parallel universes. So out of the mind matrix is first, doing that ascension, and then you go in and you discreate past lives and future lives and bring it all in now and shift. It also is about shifting out lifetimes.
Okay. Okay. So
It's also available as a course on my website.
when you read this, do you feel like you get the downloads, or
Yeah.
are they frequency books?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Great.
I've had editors like falling off their chairs. They can't even sit up and do my stuff.
Well, yeah, I know that when people, honestly, you guys, I can't stress this enough how strong this is. This is not, oh, I'll do an activation and just go do everything. You'll see for a full week, things will start appearing or disappearing and shifting, and you're going, whoa, what was that? And you go, oh yeah, I did an activation.
That's what happens to me. I did, yeah.
A lot of them now, she's doing multiples. I did a one-on-one with you, a personal, and I think you cleared 20 things in one call.
Yeah.
With
That's the beginning. The call is just the beginning. It'll be working with you for days, weeks, even months afterwards.
but this is all such a gift, because you get to see where you're if you're the writer of your movie, the author of your movie, and you get to be the producer and the main actress and the whole thing, and you don't realize what your script is that's written already, that you may not want anymore. I mean,
you don't have to live the life you saw in the future or anything else, or the life you imagined.
Right.
I imagined I was going to be a stay-at-home mom with a white picket fence. That was my dream.
But see, that's just a cultural training. I think that's that's a construct that is also not liberating. So it makes total sense that you wouldn't have done.
Well, that's where I came from.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I mean, even the millennials, I think, are really causing us to look at everything, because they're just not playing the same game we were taught. They don't necessarily want all the material things. They're different than our well, I'm a little older than you are, but than our generations.
Yeah. Well, material things aren't going to make you happy. I mean, a year and a half ago, I sold everything I owned and took off because I was tired of paying and not being there and being gone anyways. Because for the last 7 years, I've pretty much been in Europe or somewhere and not at home. And so for 14 months, I traveled, completely just traveled. I've landed in Florida because I had to. And I'm here, and I don't know if I'm going to stay yet or not.
Well, you have grandkids there, so that's why.
I have grandkids here. I have 3 grandkids here.
Wow, that's cool. That's really cool.
One in California, and I miss her so much. But it's a really good location to jump off to go to Europe or other places. It's a lot closer, or to Mexico or Bahamas or anything. I mean, I really am in a really good location. I really am.
And you need to be by water, probably.
I have to be by water. Yeah. And it's funny because I'm like, God, because I just left Mexico, and all the temples. God, or England and all that stuff, right? Avebury, the Abbey in Glastonbury. It's like, love those places. And I'm all, God, I want to be by sacred sites. It's like, you are, Tamra. The big site in the world is the water. And I went, oh yeah. I've got the beach 2 blocks away. I've got a river a half a block away. And I've got the forest behind me.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's cool.
My God. I'm just like, it's so nice.
That's so cool. So when we were talking a little bit about this holiday blues program, I mean, I was asking if you might do activation And I wondered if we had mentioned something about an activation. Are you comfortable with doing one?
Yeah, sure. I can do Overwhelm for everybody, but definitely go to my website and get the free activations on there. They'll really, really help you shift. But we'll do Overwhelm so that you can feel more calm during the holidays and be able to deal with your stuff. Okay, so how I work is just go into your heart if you can, or just sit quietly for a moment.
Okay.
If it's on the replays, it doesn't matter.
Right. That's just fun.
So just think about all the ways you're overwhelmed, and we're letting all that go now. Okay.
Wonderful.
Just connect into Mother Earth in your imagination. Come back whenever you're ready. Again, this energy will be shifting you over the next few days. You might get a little emotional, so be kind to yourself and others.
Thank you.
We start giggling when we say that. Do you know what happens, huh? All that stuff comes up and you're like,
Well, or you just
me.
but it's so helpful to see your stuff. I mean, this makes it so.
I don't want to see anything else. Just get rid of it.
Well, but it does. I mean, it seems like when it's leaving, it still lets you know.
Oh yeah.
So that's what it's not like. So you guys, this is why I love this stuff. It's empowerment. This is where you get to choose and help yourself. It's not just going to a healer and having them do everything for you. This is a process where you can buy recordings, or you can be, Tamra does so much stuff for free, you guys, where you can get tasters of it, and you can empower yourself to shift. But the first thing is you got to be conscious that you're out of alignment, that you're not in your heart, and that you don't have to be fighting everything to live here, right?
We're supposed to be heaven earth. Seriously. This is and I'm not talking about in a religious way. I'm talking about in a oneness way with everything.
Well, I really see that this whole new decade, there's been so much benefit from the internet. I mean, look at how you can work with people from all over the world, that, that's possible. It's actually allowing us to see what's going on in all the world without filters from the media. There's so many benefits to it that allow you to choose. They said the Berlin Wall in Germany fell because of television. It didn't fall because of politics. It's because as soon as the people in Germany saw what the West had, they wanted it. So that's
the same thing with what's going on with the internet. I mean, because there's people are waking up all over the world. And I've got to say, you guys, all war is inside. So you've got to heal your separation, because we're all one and we're all in this together. This is our ascension of our planet. There's no enemy, only you. It's all you.
Right. Isn't that something? And then when you wrap your head around that.
Yeah. Call me in a year.
Well, the thing is, so Tamara, when you travel to these sacred sites, do you get new downloads? Is that part of the draw? Is that why you're guided to go to get?
Yeah, and also I'm doing a lot of work. I work with the ley lines and the temples around the planet, connecting them and running energy through the ley lines for the whole world.
Okay.
So a lot of what I do is work while I'm there. I also get new activations, but I do a lot of work I don't talk about, and I go to where I'm told to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and
employed.
Excuse me?
I'm not self-employed. I have a boss.
It's called God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, well, we all do. Not everybody hears it as clearly as you do.
I didn't have a choice.
Oh, well,
yeah, I was talking to my friend Vicky's the other day. He's all, you do have a choice. Because I'm all, you live by the temples, you do what you want. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And he goes, you have a choice. And I'm all, no, I don't, because I came here to do this, And then that kind of hit me. And then the next day I went, you know what? I do have a choice. And this is what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing.
Right.
I love being of service.
And that's another thing, you guys, is you'll see Tamra loves helping people. She'll say on some of her calls, I have the best job. I get to do this to help you guys.
Seriously.
Yeah, she's really.
What else is there? I mean, this is so cool. I get to work on me and work on you and work on the whole planet.
Right.
Is there anything better than that? I
right.
mean, I think it's the best job in the world.
Right. So, yeah, well, and that is the journey, isn't it? From the purpose of waking up to a different frequency. And I don't know. I mean, so much of this, I love all of the constructs, but they're kind of hard to grasp. Living all at the same time, being all of it, getting to choose in every moment. All of those constructs, they get overwhelming at times. That's why I think if you start with sacred activations, you clear a bunch of the beginning stuff right away, so it puts you on your.
You got to clear out the stuff so that you can have the higher vibrations. All these people are all trying to do all these high vibration things, but they don't hold.
Right.
They don't hold because your PC doesn't have room for them.
So you have to delete the old programs, is what.
Yeah, you're a PC. How much room do you think you have from the mainframe computer? What are you choosing to run? Are you choosing to run the negative, the fear, the sorrow, the sadness, the lack, the limitation, the disease? That's what most people are running. How about happiness, joy, peace, love, excitement?
That's so fun. Yeah. That's perfect for me. So, Tamara, is there anything else? I'm going to put up the holiday blues again, because I think that everyone, after they do the Overwhelm, and also go to your site and get the 3 free sacred activations. There's also this holiday blues program, which I did, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I found it's really helped me, and I've done it multiple times.
Yeah, it's for everybody. You can go see your family and love your family or not, but it'll also clear out conflict within your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's perfect.
It's really, really helpful.
Yeah. So anything else that you'd like to share with everybody so that, I mean, what's next? If you're going to speak at places and I mean, you've got 6 books now. That's awesome.
Thank you.
What's
I have
next?
a new program coming up next year calling Conscious Creation.
Oh,
And this is for people that have been working on themselves for a while and are ready for major, major shifts. This isn't for beginners because this is going to kick your butt. And what we're doing is collapsing whole areas of a subconscious programming at a time. So we're talking thousands of belief systems are going to be shifted. And then we're going to consciously create what it is you want in your life and installing that.
oh, wonderful.
2-part call. And only once a month because it's going to take you a month to process to be ready for the next thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, and I thought Out of the Mind Matrix with Love was really powerful.
Well, this is 10 times as powerful as what.
Oh my gosh. So do you have prerequisite that they take that first before this or no?
They really should, but I don't want to stop people from coming in that are ready because trust me, those that aren't ready aren't going to come in. Because like I'm doing living in 5D right now. I don't have as many people as I normally have, but the people I have are ready for what I'm doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we do high level, really, really, it's like what I'm getting. And so it's over a lot of people's heads, but the people that are in there are doing really, really good with it. Out of the mind matrix, I mean, if you want to do this, read the book and then decide if you want to do the program. We'll shift you to do this year. I'm talking 10 times of what this did. Because it's time for us to be conscious creators. So if we're deleting those areas of our subconscious programming that's running our lives and running our world, the veil's going to keep collapsing faster and faster and faster because it's time to become conscious, not have any subconscious programming run our lives at all.
Okay.
Total conscious creators.
What is that? Like, that's like a
shift in the paradigm. It's totally 5D, no longer subconscious programming running your life. That's it. It's over. You consciously get to choose everything.
Wow.
So we can't do this in, a few days. I mean, after I did this program, I mean, it took me a year to finish shifting everything out.
Wow.
So what we're going to be doing, within a year, you have grown 10, 20 years in your consciousness.
Wow.
But you can't do it in a day. And if you think somebody's going to give you some activation that's going to go, poof, and now you're all knowing is bullshit. Well, you've got to shift that stuff out so that you can allow that higher vibration of knowledge to come in.
Well, what's so cool is that in the old days, I mean, if you think about the past 20 years, probably there were a lot of gurus that you'd go and you'd sit at the guru's feet. I never did it, but people would do that and they'd go to samadhi, they'd go to this high level experience of themselves, but then they go back into their lives and they couldn't hold that frequency. And there's almost a sadness from it, right? That high level and then go back to reality. So it's almost a vampire kind of thing, relationship with it.
That's really, 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 really good. I've done, I don't know how many money mastery and stuff weekends and week-long things. And I would come out of it, be pumped and ready to go. And within a couple of weeks, your life is completely back to the way it was. And that's because of the subconscious programming.
Right.
You have got to delete that. It doesn't matter how many of those weekends you go to, how many affirmations you say, or whatever you do. If you still have that negative programming there, none of this is going to work.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to clear this to do this. So if you want to raise your vibration, live the life you totally want to live, you got to clear all that crap out.
Of course, yeah.
It starts coming in of happy, happy, joy, joy, abundance, abundance.
what's fun is I can watch you. I mean, I'm going through it, but I'm watching you go through it too. And
Oh,
I'm watching your superpowers increase as
yeah.
we're going through it. So it's not only, I mean, it's a win-win-win. Everybody's winning off
Yeah.
of the programs. And I have to say, you guys, I can't recommend it enough. This sacred activation stuff, you have to be brave to do it. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for someone who wants to keep complaining about their issues, because this will cause you to release those
You won't
stories.
have issues to complain about anymore.
Well, if you won't complain about them because you won't have them.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and it isn't. Again, it's self-empowerment, and that's what this, I think 2020 is all about, is the road to self-empowerment, to being awake and choosing and co-creating from the divine part of you, not this construct. And what you're seeing is you're seeing Tamra embody and model what it's like to live out of the mind matrix with love. So thank you.
I have shifted so much, you guys. You have no idea.
I do. I know.
You do. And you've been there the whole ride from the
I
beginning.
know. I know, and I'm so proud of you. I just can't say enough about. And I'm still a customer. That's the way we met, is I was a customer. I'm still a customer. So I love the work. If I'm still I'm not practicing the work. I'm still
Well, it's your job. Your job is to do what you're doing, and not everybody needs to become a practitioner.
Yeah.
Right?
No. Well,
Other things to do.
Well, I feel like everyone's, this is the year, a decade actually, to keep thinking about connecting to your own divinity. Because that's really, if we're in a video game, this is the way you win, is by being,
Conscious creator of your life.
that's right.
Delete your subconscious programming.
Right. So anyway, so everyone, I hope you'll get a chance to go to the website. It's sacredactivations.com. If you're interested in this holiday blues, it's only like $25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the best
And
25.
there's like 44 activations and deactivations.
Oh my gosh!
Very, very
Yes, it's the best $25 you've ever spent, especially if you're working on your own reactions and triggers. That's at least what my recommendation is. And I think I got mine before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's great. Well, thank you so much, Tamra, and happy holidays to you. I love you very much. And
Love you too, sweet.
so lucky you're in my life.
I'll see you after the snow melts.
Okay. Yeah. Would that be fun to come back out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can come here.
Oh, ooh, that's even better. Okay, dear. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.